Welcome back. So I'm at git checkout version 0.17. What I want to do now is actually, if you see here, if I write the wrong login, then I will actually be told that login and username are wrong. But if I put in the right login, then I will actually be sent to the main page. So that was the goal of this lesson, and it's pretty simple, luckily. I've just added a few lines of code. First line is up here where I add the actual router, which is an Angular router, which is the way that Angular can route in this routing setup that we built earlier inside the app module here. So the router can work and make and pass us in between different routes, and then the routes know which component to actually load when we get to that route. So that's kind of what the router can do for us. Now when I scroll down here, I'm going to dependency inject the router, meaning that writing this line inside the constructor, I actually automatically create a new route if nothing exists. So this is how I dependency inject a router, and I don't have to make new router like you normally should in object-oriented language, because it's dependency injected. That's very cool when we need to go test later. This is also where I would dependency inject my services if I needed those, etc., etc. But right now I dependency inject the router. When I go down, what will happen is when the login user actually gets the correct username and password, then I just navigate him to the slash, meaning I navigate him to the root of our project. That's all I'm doing. Now this complains right now, we'll fix that in a second, but this is all I had to do, and now I can actually write lbilde 1, 2, 3, and I will be redirected to the right page, back to the sign-in page if I want to. So that's all it takes to use the router, but it complains here that I should do a then of some kind. So what we're going to do is we're going to say then, meaning that when we have met our new route, then we want to do something. So we are saying a function here with no parameters available right now is going to do something, and this is how we then write the function. So if you use the JavaScript, this is kind of how in the old days we would write a function here, but now I'm using the fat arrow, and that's you do it this way. So what should we do? Well, right now let's just write a console log to explain that we actually changed page, meaning that we logged in, right? So let's just try and go back, write lbilde again. That will be triggered as soon as the page has changed, then this will be triggered, the console log. So 1, 2, 3, going to sign in here, and you'll see changed page. Okay, so that actually worked as well. But we don't want that, we actually want something else in here, and we'll do that in the next lesson, where we'll try and put in some kind of pop-up dialog to actually show that we changed page and we are now logged in. See you in the next lesson.